So, my thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 3 finale? I was a bit underwhelmed, really. Really underwhelmed. That battle did not last as long as the previews made it seem. I really thought we were in for a great battle, an epic battle that ended with the governor dying. Instead, we got a bunch of the cowards from Woodbury fleeing, and then the governor, he's talking about how they were cowards, but he also fled with his two number one guys, Martinez and the Bowman. Yeah. It's like, what if Home Alone was like that? What if, like, Harry and Marv just, at the first difficult situation in the Home Alone trap house, just turned tail and ran? That movie would be like 35 minutes long, right? That would suck. I mean, like the first paint can that hits them, they're like, we're Audi 2000. So yeah, I thought that was kind of annoying. I really want to know what's going on in that road trip with the governor, the Bowman, and Martinez. That'd be an interesting side story. I'm sure we'll get a whole episode just dedicated to them fleeing and not going to either Woodbury or the prison in the next new season in the fall. The other thing that really happened was Carl shot a kid who may or may not have been surrendering. They try to build this up as a tension scene where Carl's really turning into a monster. He killed someone who could have been surrendering, but really the kid was not surrendering at all. You watch the scene, this kid who's supposedly named Jody has a rifle in his hand, and they tell him to drop it, Carl and Herschel and Bev, and he instead of dropping it, he slowly still rotates it. He's like rotating it, and Carl pops him. Well, that makes sense, because you just need to relinquish your gun when someone tells you to drop it, you drop it. But I mean, I just hate like how Herschel's like, Rick, your son Carl, he was trying to kill that boy, and he succeeded. That boy was trying to surrender to us, Rick. We could have used Jody. He could have been my little slave boy, Rick. Why did Carl turn into such a monster? It's not like we're living in a post-apocalyptic zombie world, Rick. Oh, wait. Oh, where am I? Oh, where's my leg? Oh. The rest of the finale, at the very end, they rescue that one girl. I think her name was Katie or Karen. And then they all move to the prison. All these old people and maybe some really chubby little kids. And it was funny because it reminded me of, sometimes I have like this weird amnesia when it comes to Walking Dead, but wasn't there a whole thing where they went into, where Rick went into a old people's home and the nurses were still working there, keeping the old people alive in Atlanta? That can't be a figment of my imagination. So it's kind of like turning into that, where they're gonna lessen their forces and put up with more people. They're up there in age to show they still have some humanity left in them. But I'm sure those people in that old home in Atlanta got overran by now. They were doomed. And I mean, this is what it makes the prison just weaker. But it gives other people more target practice. So, you won't be as sad when you see an old person dying while they knit something as if a main character died. So I guess it does give you some more fodder and options for random deaths in the next season. So that's good. I mean, you need to have your options. I thought it was an okay finish, but some of the other seasons have been much better. So here's hoping that the next season is even more thrilling and delivers finally on the governor's death. Rick, why isn't Carl as much of a pussy as you are? Could it be maybe that Carl is the offspring of Shane too? Oh, Rick, Are you always just firing blanks, Rick? I'm a doctor. I can check that out for you if you want, Rick. I can, and I will.